What if I told you that the last thought in your mind at the moment of death determines your next destination? Sounds like science fiction? Well, 5,000 years ago, Lord Krishna revealed this exact science to Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. In Chapter 8 of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna answers the ultimate question: how do we attain liberation? How do we break free from the cycle of birth and death? Today we are diving deep into Chapter 8 of the Bhagavad Gita as it is by Srila Prabhupada. Stay till the end because I'll share a practical technique you can use today to prepare for the most important moment of your life. Lesson 1: Your last thought determines your next life. Krishna explains in verses 8.5 to 8.6 that whatever state of being you remember when you quit your body, that state you will attain without fail. Think of Bhishma, the grandsire of the Kuru dynasty. Even after being pierced by countless arrows, lying on a bed of arrows, he waited for the auspicious time to leave his body while meditating on Krishna. His entire life of devotion and discipline allowed him to control his consciousness even in extreme pain. I once read about a neurosurgeon who practiced meditation daily for 30 years. When he was diagnosed with terminal cancer, his colleagues were amazed at his peaceful state. He said, "I'm not afraid. I've been practicing for this moment my whole life." His daily practice determined his final consciousness. Practical tip: start a 5-minute daily meditation practice. Before sleep, consciously think about the divine. You are literally programming your consciousness. Lesson 2: Know what you are seeking. In verses 8.1 to 8.4, Arjuna asks 7 questions, and Krishna defines the key terms. Brahman, the indestructible, transcendent reality. Adhyatma, the self, the individual soul. Karma, actions that create material bondage. Adhibhuta, the physical manifestation. Adhideva, the universal form. Adhyajna, the Lord within the heart. Arjuna was a warrior, but he asked spiritual questions in the middle of a battlefield. This shows that spiritual inquiry isn't about running away from life, it's about understanding life's true purpose while fulfilling your duties. Steve Jobs, in his Stanford speech, famously said he asked himself every morning, "If today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do?" He was essentially practicing death awareness, a concept Krishna teaches here. Practical tip: write down your understanding of these concepts. Clarity of knowledge leads to clarity of consciousness. Lesson 3: Constant practice, abhyas, is essential. Therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna and at the same time carry out your prescribed duty of fighting. With your activities dedicated to me and your mind and intelligence fixed on me, you will attain me without doubt. Krishna doesn't say abandon your work. He says do your work, but with God consciousness. Arjuna had to fight, it was his dharma. But Krishna taught him to fight with a transformed consciousness. Action plus awareness is equal to liberation. A software engineer repeats a mantra before every code review: "I offer this work as service." She says it transformed her stressful job into a spiritual practice. She's still coding, but her consciousness has shifted. Practical tip: before any major task today, pause for 10 seconds. Dedicate that action to something higher than yourself. Watch how it changes your experience. Lesson 4: Technical mastery for the serious practitioner. In verses 8.10 to 8.13, Krishna describes the advanced yoga process. Controlling the mind completely. Directing life air to the top of the head. Situating oneself in trance. Vibrating the sacred syllable Om. This is hardcore mystical yoga, not for everyone. But the principle applies to all. Practical tip for everyone: you don't need to master this advanced practice. Prabhupada explains that in this age, the simple practice of chanting God's names with devotion is equally powerful. Start with 108 repetitions of any divine name daily. Hare Krishna, Om Namah Shivaya, or any name that resonates with you. Lesson 5: The Path of Light versus the Path of Darkness. Verses 8.23 to 8.26 describe two paths souls take. Path of light, no return those who depart during fire, light, daytime, the fortnight of the waxing moon, and the 6 months of the sun's northern course, the knowers of Brahman attain the Supreme. Path of smoke, return those who depart during smoke, night, the fortnight of the waning moon, and the 6 months of the sun's southern course, they reach the moon but return to mortal world. Important, Krishna clarifies in 8.27, a devotee who knows these paths is never confused and attains supreme perfection. These aren't just astronomical times, they represent states of consciousness. Light is equal to clarity, knowledge, devotion. Darkness is equal to ignorance, attachment, desire. Practical tip, cultivate daytime consciousness, clarity, purpose, spiritual awareness in your daily life, regardless of the actual time. Lesson 6, Devotion transcends all rituals. A person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results derived from studying the Vedas, performing sacrifices, undergoing austerities, giving charity or pursuing philosophical and fruitive activities. Simply by performing devotional service, he attains all these, and at the end he reaches the supreme eternal abode. Vidura, despite being born in a lower family, attained supreme knowledge through pure devotion, while many Brahmins with ritual knowledge remained in ignorance. A taxi driver who had never studied scriptures formally, but his constant remembrance of God and service to passengers with love made him more spiritually advanced than many scholars. Practical tip, don't get caught in spiritual materialism, collecting practices, rituals, certificates. Focus on sincere devotion in whatever you do. Lesson 7, escape the cycle completely. Verses 8.15 to 8.16 reveal something mind-blowing. Even the highest material planet, Brahmaloka, where beings live for millions of years, is still temporary. After their merit exhausts, they return to the cycle of birth and death. Krishna says, all planets in the material world are places of misery where repeated birth and death take place. But one who attains my abode never takes birth again. This isn't pessimism, it's precision. Krishna is saying, don't settle for temporary heavens. Go for complete liberation. Many warriors who died in the Mahabharata war attained heavenly planets, but only those who died in Krishna consciousness attained his eternal abode. Think about successful people who achieve everything, wealth, fame, power, but still feel empty. That's because they're in temporary heavens while their soul seeks the eternal. Practical tip, regularly ask yourself, am I working for temporary pleasures or eternal fulfillment? Let this question guide your choices. Alright, let's make this practical. Here are 5 steps you can implement today. Take a screenshot. Remember, Krishna says practice, abhyas, and detachment, vairagya, are the keys. Start small, stay consistent. Here's the beautiful truth that Chapter 8 reveals, liberation isn't reserved for monks in caves. It's available to you, yes, you, the busy professional, the parent, the student, the seeker. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and like this video if it gave you even one insight you can use. This is Guide to Wealth, where powerful ideas meet practical action.